Hi, it's Louise Tanner-Stokes from the Anti-Dieting Revolution, and in this week's video blog, I just wanted to talk about why slimming clubs suck, okay? Why they don't help you, they make it worse for you in the long term. Because I have seen so many people over the years to help them with their weight, to help them with their eating, and the majority of them have been to all of the slimming clubs, as well as they've tried all the different diets, and everything has left them ending up bigger in the long term. So they might lose the weight in the short term, but then they put it all back on again, plus a little bit more each time, and they just end up bigger than when they first started. And they build up a really shitty relationship with food, where they struggle with cravings. They crave all sorts of food, especially the things they've been told they're not allowed to eat. They end up binging on food. They end up turning to food for comfort, and they just feel guilty about their eating. Okay, so obviously, for a lot of people, for some people, slimming clubs are great. You know, some people love slimming clubs. Okay, some people find them really helpful. They find it helpful to have that accountability from from a group, from a group leader. They like to have somewhere to go to monitor their progress. They may well learn some useful tips. They enjoy getting support from others so they don't feel alone. However, overall, like I said, I've seen so many people who they just end up bigger and have more of a shitty relationship with food because they've been going to all these different slimming clubs. So I wanted to share with you some of the big reasons to avoid slimming clubs like the plague. So this is a two-parter, so I'm going to share half of the points with you today, and then next week I'll share the rest of them. So the first three things then. Number one, often slimming clubs are run by somebody who has zero nutritional qualifications, okay? So if you're learning about nutrition and healthy eating, it really is best coming from someone qualified, okay? There's some people who will say, oh, well, anyone can teach about nutrition and healthy eating. There's so much information out there. You probably could just, get a load of information off the internet and and teach it, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's right. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean it's based on the best evidence. So people who run the slimming clubs, they're usually someone who's done the plan that's recommended by the slimming club, and it's really worked for them, and they're like a really big fan. But their advice is based on following the plan. It's based on what worked for them rather than genuine nutritional expertise. Okay, and I hear so many people say they've picked up just quite frankly dodgy rules about eating that just make no sense. So things like an avocado is bad for you, just like a Mars bar is bad for you, or they pick up the issues and the maybe the obsession around food that the leader might have. Okay, they haven't been necessarily trained to coach you to do what's best for you. And overall, it could be that their support and their attitude towards food and nutrition may just do you more harm than good. So that's the first reason to avoid slimming clubs like the plague is that you're not necessarily being taught by somebody who's a qualified person to speak about nutrition. Okay. Number two, second reason then why I would say avoid slimming clubs like the plague is there's this obsession with weight loss. Okay, it's all about the results. It's all about losing the weight, getting to your target weight. When you get there each week, it's all about weighing in. They want to see the results. They want to see that you've lost weight, but they're not really exploring how you got there. Okay, they're not checking in with you to see how did you lose that weight. You get congratulated on weight loss when you could have just made no changes all week, but then starved yourself on weigh-in day so that you're dehydrated and it looked like you'd lost a pound, but actually it wasn't, you know. And then on the other side is they shame you for not losing weight. So, you know, when actually you might be making some great changes, but weight loss isn't always this perfect kind of, you know, linear trend where you lose weight every week. You know, it's not the same for everybody. Sometimes it can take a little while for things to kick in. So what they do is they're then teaching you to be obsessed with the weight and weight loss and the results, and they're not teaching you how to, you know, to do things to feel happy. They don't teach you that there's more to life than just weight loss. They don't teach you to eat well in order to feel well, and to feel happy with your eating habits. You know, to move in order to feel good. It's all about the weight loss, and all those other things, they're way more important than the number on the scales. And you end up becoming obsessed with weight as a result of this, you know, this attitude that you pick up from going to slimming clubs and being told, you know, to weigh to weigh yourself, and being told that you've done well if you've lost the weight, or you know, you get shamed because you haven't lost the weight. Okay, so the next reason to avoid slimming clubs like the plague then is the advice that they give you is just too prescriptive. Okay, they all seem to give you a plan, okay, and it's very much follow this, this is what we do, this is what we recommend, and it's all about, you know, this is what you're allowed to eat, this is what you're not allowed to eat, and they're not actually exploring your own individual normal habits first. It's all very much one size fits all, and there's often lists of food to avoid, lists of foods that you have to eat, maybe, you know, complicated rules around what you're allowed to eat one day and what you're allowed to eat the next. Maybe they give you weird recipes that are completely different to what you would normally cook. Special products you have to buy that are more expensive, that just aren't as satisfying as the normal versions. And all of this is very much, you know, like I said, it's prescriptive. It's one size fits all. Is that going to last you forever? And actually, it might be that your normal eating habits are mostly fine, but just a few little tweaks here and there would make all the difference. But instead, you're being given this completely drastically different way of eating, and you're told to change everything and eat in a certain way, and it's just not sustainable. Okay, so there's the first 3 reasons to avoid slimming clubs like the plague. So first of all, they're not usually run by an actual qualified nutrition professional. They're only interested in weight loss, and the advice they give you is just too prescriptive. So if you are ready to ditch all the dieting and eat normally and just tweak things a little bit, then come and join the anti-dieting revolution. I will put the link in the description of this video, or you'll find it in the main blog, to check out my guide to making healthy eating easier. That's the best place to start. You'll find how you can just tweak what you normally do, just make little changes, make it easier for yourself to eat normal, healthy, balanced meals, and ditch dieting forever, because you totally 100% deserve better. Tune in next week to find out the rest of my reasons why I think we should avoid slimming clubs like the plague and ditch dieting forever, because you deserve better. Take care, and I'll see you soon.